This one's got some weight to it as well. There's definitely some crab in here. Ugh. Oh, holy. Good morning. It's early, 6:45, and today we're gonna do a little bit of a speed challenge. So I'm about to head out and go do some crabbing on my kayak right here. And I'm hoping I can get 2 or 3 keeper Dungeness crab. We'll be back right here by, let's just say 12:45. So it'll give me 6 hours. And if we can get here even earlier, that'll be even better. But first things first, we gotta load up all our gear. I'm gonna travel a little bit lighter today because, like I said, it's a speed challenge. I wanna make sure I'm maximum efficiency to try and get those crab. And yeah, that's the plan for today. So let's get out there, let's get moving. We'll see you out on the water.
Before we get out on the water, I'd like to thank Anchor Solix for sponsoring this video. Today, we're featuring their newly released C800 Plus portable power station. Whether you're fishing, camping, or just enjoying the great outdoors, the C800 Plus is perfect for your next adventure. The unit is backed by Anchor Solix's 5-year warranty and features its trademarked HyperFlash recharging technology, which allows the unit to fully recharge in less than an hour. With 10 different ports and 1600 watts of power, you can charge all your devices at once. Also included are adapters to recharge the unit via solar power or via the cigarette lighter in your car. Not only that, this power station is the first of its kind with a built-in camping light. As you can see here, I can set up all my crabbing gear in total darkness while recharging my camera at the same time. The camping lights can be recharged via the built-in storage compartment and have 3 different light modes: candle mode, floodlight mode, and flashlight mode.
So if you're interested in getting the Anchor Solix C800 Plus portable power station for yourself, click the link down in the description and get it for just $499 for a limited time. Thank you to Anchor Solix for sponsoring this video. Now let's get out on the water and go catch some crab. We're underway. It is now 8:22, so it took us a little while to get out here, and that's because it's been a little bit of a struggle so far. I definitely could have done this better than what I did today, but it is what it is. We're gonna make it work. First thing I forgot was I forgot my bait. I had it all ready to go in the freezer, and it's still ready to go in the freezer, which is a problem. So I had to go stop by Safeway and get some bait. Second thing I forgot was even more important probably, which is a crab gauge. And that's the little thing that I use to measure the crab to make sure they're of legal size. I usually keep an extra one in the car for reasons just like this, but I had already forgot the crab gauge last time, and so I had to use that one, and then now that one is somewhere in my house or my garage somewhere. I don't even know where it is. So anyways, don't have my spare gauge, forgot my primary gauge, and that is critical because I can't keep any crab legally without the crab gauge. So my plan is, well, first my plan was to stop by the bait shop, which is right here. It's supposed to open at 8, so I waited until 8 o'clock for it to open. Unfortunately, then I realized it's not open Mondays or Tuesdays. Today's Monday, so that was a fail. Plan B is my next plan, which is to check on the radio. There's a few other kayakers out here I saw on my way here, so I'm gonna radio them when I get out there and see if anyone has a spare gauge. Radio check, radio check. Thank you. Hey, does anyone out here happen to have an extra crab gauge that I can borrow? Not looking good. Silence. So it's looking like we're gonna have to go to Plan C. Plan C is there's another bait shop that opens at 9 o'clock. So if worse comes to worse, I'll go drop my hoop nets and all the crab stuff, go drop it all out there, and then come back in, get a crab gauge really quick, and then go back out and go get my crabs. Oh my god, there's a sunken sailboat out here. Maybe we'll, let's go check it out on the way out. No, we're in a speed challenge. All you can see is the mast. I think that's the big pole that goes up that the sails will drop off of. The rest of the boat is underwater. Never really seen that before, I don't think. But anyway, yeah, we don't have time to go check it out now. We're already behind schedule. So we're getting our first hoop set up here. So for anyone who's new to the crabbing scene, or if you haven't seen any of my videos, these are the smallest and lightest hoop nets from Promar, the ambush hoop nets. And the reason I use the smallest and lightest ones is because they are the easiest ones to carry on a kayak. And I always tell people who are looking to buy hoop nets, the best thing to do is just to get the best or the biggest and the heaviest hoop nets that you can afford, and also to carry on your vessel. So for bigger boats, I always recommend to get the bigger hoop nets. But like I said, on the kayak, not quite as luxurious out here, so we're reduced to some of these smaller nets. But even though we have the smaller nets, it doesn't mean that we can't catch some crabs. And by the way, all of this gear is made by Promar. They, in my opinion, they make the best crab gear overall. So anything you see in this video, you can get from Promar. And I have a promo code for Promar in the description. So anyway, just got the first one in here. And I don't have a fish finder this morning, so I'm gonna be marking my spots via Navionics on my phone. It's always a good idea to mark whatever spot you drop your nets, because even though you think you might have a good idea of where it is, like today I didn't go super far from where I launched. You know, if I was typically going all in for crab, I'd probably go a little bit farther, but I only want a couple, so I'm just gonna try and get them in quick. Makes the travel time a lot easier on a kayak. You know, travel time can make a huge difference depending on how far you go. Normally I like to get farther away from all the riffraff, because I feel like there's a better chance of catching crab, but I think I can get a couple here, so that's why we're dropping here. And yeah, I'm gonna mark my spot here. All right, there's spot number one. You know, I was really debating when I was packing up this morning. I was like, do I even need to bring 4 nets if I'm only trying to catch a couple crab? And I thought about just bringing 1, honestly, but I haven't crabbed here in a long time, so I don't know where the crabs are. If I had crabbed here for the last week or so, then I feel like I'd have a good idea of what depth at least that those crab are kind of hiding in. But if I only brought 1 or 2, which I was thinking of doing, I'd have to put all of my eggs in one basket essentially, and you know, that it might pay off for me, but I wanted to go with a little bit safer route and bring all 4 so I can space them out, cover more water, and hopefully wherever the crabs are, I'll find them. But anyway, we're in the next area here, so let's slow down and get number 2 in the water. And these are the bait cages that I like to use. It's these boxes with the hooks kind of ready-made into the cage. The reason why I like these is they're super easy to just pop in and pop out of these nets with the built-in hooks that they have on there. So anyway, number 2 going in. Oh, seal right here. Probably a good thing that I had chicken on here, because sometimes the seals can get into those bait cages and they can just tear it apart when it's down there, which not only ruins your chance of catching crab because then the bait's all gone, but it also ruins your cages. But chicken is traditionally better at deterring those seals. It seems like they're not interested in chicken, they're more interested in the fish scraps. So anyway, not too worried about the seals. Last one down. All right, dropped all our hoops. Other than forgetting a few things, I feel like that process went pretty smoothly, pretty efficiently. And it's almost 9 o'clock now, so let's go ahead and get ourselves a crab gauge so we can come back out here and measure all of our keeper crabs. 2 keepers. If I can get 2 keepers, it'll be a success. All right, I'll be back. Got it. All right, let's go get him. Full steam ahead. Man, you wouldn't even believe how hard it was to find this thing. I went to like three different stores. The first one this morning closed on Mondays. The second one, they literally had everything you can need for crabbing except for the crab gauge. They had crab snares, crab bait rings, they had everything, but no crab gauges. And then finally, the third store, which I had to drive like 15 minutes to go find, finally I was able to get one. So, I mean, the one silver lining, I guess, is that they had the nice Promar, these metal crab gauges. So at least I have a nice crab gauge now. But do yourself a favor, don't just get one crab gauge, get a spare, get 2 spares. Make sure you don't have to get one last minute like I just did. But anyway, let's go see if we can get some crab now. All right, moment of truth. Coming up to pot number 1. Give it a pull and see what happens. So with these hoop nets, not super important that you pull them like super fast, but you definitely want to give a nice consistent pull. You don't want it to go back down because there's no lid on that net. So if you do that, if you drop it down, those crabs can just kind of like drift right out the top of the net. So kind of important to just give a nice steady pull, and that's not looking too good. A couple of small rock crabs. Number 1 was a little bit of a dud. Not much in there, but that's why I brought 4 nets. Okay, I feel like this one might have a little more weight in it. Okay, yeah, there's some more crab in there. Oh yes, that's what we're looking for. I'm pretty sure that's one keeper there. First things first, let's pull out that guy right there. That is a nice male Dungeness crab. It's not huge, but I do think it's a keeper. And keeper in California is 5 3/4 inches. And that's why we got this crab gauge. It took us a little bit of a mission to get it, but we got one. And so we're gonna measure across. Yes, that is just over 6 inches. It's like 1/6 and then 1/8. It's got all its legs, both claws. So that is a nice keeper right there. We're halfway there. And sometimes I'll bring an ice chest, fill it up with water to keep my crabs nice and fresh in there. But these I know I'm gonna cook as soon as I get home. So I'm not super worried about them surviving a long time, and bringing this bag is a whole lot easier. So I'm just gonna throw it in here. First keeper. On top of that, that's a nice rock crab right there. I'm gonna keep this one as well. So just in case I don't catch any more Dungeness, I at least have a little more than just one to take home. And keeper for rock crab like this, doesn't matter male or female, although males are a little bit better. They need to be, I think it's 4 inches across, but this one is way bigger than that. Obviously it's about 6 inches. Yeah, it's about 6 inches across, so well more than keeper. So we'll keep this one, and there's one more decent one in here. And this one right here, that's another nice male. Just a little bit smaller than the last one, but still a keeper. You can see on these rock crab, they have huge claws, but not so much on the legs. So really the majority of the meat is in these 2 claws. And I wouldn't, if it was missing one of the claws, I probably wouldn't keep it. But in terms of taste, they're not that much different than a Dungeness. You could probably tell a slight difference. Both are really good. But the reason why most people would prefer a Dungeness, including myself, is the work you have to put in to harvest the meat. There's not quite as much per crab as there would be a Dungeness of the same size. But in terms of taste, still very, very tasty. So we'll throw this one in the bag for now. So that's 2 keeper rock crab and 1 keeper Dungeness. And then there's a couple more rock crab in here. Definitely a keeper size, but I think I'm just gonna toss it back. For more luck. Honestly, 2 rock crab and 1 Dungeness is probably good enough. Ooh. This one's got some weight to it as well. There's definitely some crab in here. Oh, holy smokes. Well, I know I said our goal was to catch 2 keepers, but I will definitely take more if I can get them, and it looks like we got that here. Okay, well, let's get rid of these rock crab. Smaller rock crab. Now that I got all these Dungeness, I'm gonna let go some of those rock crab that I had earlier. So I just don't need that many crab. There's the one from earlier. We'll let someone else catch these. Have a nice, delicious crab meal. All right, lucky day for these crab. They saw the face of death. They were literally in the bag, but now they're off free again. Let's get these crab out here. So, first off, here's a nice one. Look at that, big male. We don't really need to measure this, but I'm just gonna do it anyways. Yeah, it's about 6.5, 6 3/4, something like that. Nice one. Okay, that's 1 keeper in there, 2 total. Another one, nice male, all the legs. Another one that's like 6.5. These are all like commercial grade crab. You can see there's a little male. That is a male, so hopefully in a year or 2 it'll be a nice keeper. I actually learned from my buddy Curtis in the last crabbing episode that in order to get keeper size, or around this size, this might be a little bit bigger than that, so maybe it's a little bit older, but in order to get keeper size, which is 6 inches or 5 3/4 here in California, they need to grow 4 years, so 4 sets of seasons that they have to survive. And so I'd say that this is probably 4 or 5, maybe, I don't know, something like that, years old. And nice Dungeness crab. Unfortunately, it did lose one of its claws there, which is a little strange to think about in terms of if humans could do it, that'd be wild. But crabs can actually grow their claws and legs back, even if they lose the whole limb there. So regardless of how old it is or how many claws it has, it's a delicious crab, and we'll measure this one as well. Seems like they're all about the same, 6.5. Definitely nice quality Dungeness crab, all males too. All right, 4 total, 1 more pot to go. Here on out, it's all bonus. Let's see what we got. Oh, maybe 1. Let's see. This one's borderline. I don't know if it's gonna make it. This is our final crab, and after further now, I don't think this one's gonna make it. So this will be a good demonstration of an undersized crab. So if we take our crab gauge, the keeper size is from this lip to that first notch on the top there. So this one, oh, you know what? I take it back. It's almost too small, but it's actually a keeper. It hits that notch just barely, but it does hit it. I'll turn it around so you can see the measurements. But yeah, it hits. Not by a much, but it is keeper. So we'll keep him. That's number 5. All in all, that turned out to be a pretty good day after figuring out all my stuff, getting all the gear that I forgot, and finally getting my gear down. We actually got 5 keepers. The first pot didn't have any, and then the second one had 1, third one had 3 really nice ones, and the last one came in with 1 just barely legal crab. So 5 total. We got to let go of those 2 rock crab that we were originally gonna keep. And now, I think it's about like 11, let's see, 11:11. So, we're gonna have to hustle to get back. We're definitely not gonna make it back by noon. But if we hustle, we might be able to make it back by 12:45, which is I think what I originally set the goal as, 6 hours from start to finish. It's gonna take us a little while to get back because we're going against the wind, but hopefully we can make it. I didn't make it by 12:45, but it's only 1:17, so about 6.5 hours from start to finish. I definitely could have done things a little bit better. Like I mentioned earlier, all the gear that I use to catch these crabs, it's all made from Promar. So if you want to get any of that gear, I have a promo code down in the description. But quick trip I don't think I mentioned earlier, but I wanted to get a few crab. I didn't need a limit. I just wanted a couple crab because I have some friends coming over and I want to make some crab fried rice for them. So that's next on the agenda for me, but all cleaned up, start to finish, 6.5 hours. That's my record so far. And if you like this video and you want to see it again, maybe throw a like on there, let me know, and maybe I can try it again, get back here by noon. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna go make some crab fried rice for my friends, so it should be good dinner.